All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into something that's honestly a game changer in assistive technology, the Spex Constructa cushion system. It's a whole new way of thinking about personalized wheelchair seating, all about getting a perfect fit for every single person. So, let's get into it.
The entire system really boils down to this one simple but incredibly powerful idea. Because every body is different. And this isn't just some catchy marketing slogan. It's the absolute core belief that drives every single feature we're about to look at. Okay, so to really get why this system is so revolutionary, we first have to wrap our heads around the problem it's designed to solve. We're going to look at the fundamental seating challenge and why that old one-size-fits-all approach is, for so many people, a one-size-fits-none nightmare. I mean, it's pretty intuitive, right? A solid foundation is absolutely critical for stable posture. But here's the kicker. Every single wheelchair user has a unique body with unique needs. And those standard off-the-shelf cushions, they just can't keep up. They fail to give that specific support, which means the foundation is shaky from the start. And this is where the stakes get really high. We now know from the latest research that there's a direct and frankly worrying connection between poor hip flexibility, which is often made worse by bad seating, and a whole host of other serious postural problems. So a poorly fitting cushion isn't just about comfort, it's about a person's long-term health. An improper fit can literally set off a chain reaction of issues. We're talking about really significant conditions like pelvic obliquity. That's where one hip sits higher than the other. Or trunk asymmetry and scoliosis, which throw the spine out of alignment. Even something as complex as windswept hip distortion. These aren't minor aches and pains. They are major postural challenges that can be directly caused or made worse by the wrong cushion.
But of course, where there's a problem this big, there are innovators working on a solution. And that brings us right to the Spex Constructa system. See, this isn't just another cushion. It's a whole new philosophy in seating, designed from the ground up to be a solution built specifically for you.
So what is it exactly? Well, the Constructa system is a whole family of modular cushions that can be tweaked and adapted to handle even the most complex postural needs, and for users of any age. The best way to think about it is less like a finished product and more like a high-tech toolkit, one that empowers clinicians and users to build a genuinely custom fit right out of the box. And this whole philosophy really stands on three pillars. First, performance under pressure. That means it's built to manage pressure points safely and effectively. Second, a refined anatomical fit. It's designed to contour to the human body, not the other way around. And third, and this one is huge, it's designed to adapt, which means it can change as a person's needs change over time. Okay, now for the fun part. Let's pop the hood and see how this whole thing actually works. We're going to start from the top down and look at how you customize the support right on the surface of the cushion itself. The magic really begins right on the surface with these adjustable foam positioning blocks and contours. This is your first layer of customization. These pieces aren't glued down. You can literally move them, shift them, or even swap them out to create a perfect mirror of the user's body, giving critical support right where it's needed for the pelvis and thighs. Let's walk through a real-world example. Say a user has a pelvic rotation. The fix is just beautifully logical. First, you identify the rotation. Then, you simply move one of the side blocks, the trochanter blocks, to bring the pelvis back into alignment. Next, you reposition the other contours to support that new corrected posture. And finally, the crucial last check, make sure the sit bones are resting comfortably in that pressure relief well. It's such a simple, elegant solution for a really complex problem. So, that's the surface. But that's only half the story. The customization goes even deeper. We can actually fine-tune the entire foundation of the cushion from underneath. This is where it gets really clever. If we look at the Constructa shape model, for example, it comes with this thing called a strategic positioning kit. Now, even though this model has a flat base, this kit lets you make major adjustments underneath the cushion. You can create angles, build up support, and essentially sculpt the foundation from below. And these adjustments are so powerful and intuitive. If you need to correct a pelvic obliquity, you just build up the pads underneath to level the pelvis out. If someone has tight hips, you can use thigh pads to create a nice, gentle taper. And to stop someone from sliding forward, you can actually build an anti-thrust shelf to hold the pelvis securely. It's all about building that perfect foundation from the bottom up.
So, we get the problem. We've seen how the solution works with all its clever blocks and pads. Now for the practical part. How do you find your path to the perfect fit? Let's look at how you choose the right Constructa cushion for the job. Okay, so there are two main models to choose from. On one hand, you've got the Constructa Shape. It's the simpler version with that flat base and the positioning kit we just talked about. It's fantastic for more symmetric or less complex postural needs. But then you have the Constructa Flex. This one is next level. Its base is made of these interlocking puzzle-like joints that give you individual control over each thigh. This is the one you call on to accommodate the most complex postures out there. And just look at this number, 15 degrees. That might not sound like a huge number, but that's the maximum amount of adjustment you can get for the hip angle on each leg independently on that Constructa Flex model. That single number tells you everything about the incredible level of precision and fine-tuning this system is capable of. For complex needs, that's an absolute game changer. So who is this for? Well, the list is incredibly broad. It's for anyone who needs to stabilize their pelvis and legs, anyone needing serious pressure relief, or someone with a leg length discrepancy. But you know where it really truly shines? It's for growing users or for anyone who expects their posture to change over time because the cushion can literally evolve right along with them. And that brings us to the final crucial thought here. The whole point of the Spex Constructa system is that it's not a static object. It's built to evolve. It adapts, it changes, it grows. So we'll leave you with this one question to think about. Is your seating evolving with you? Thanks for joining us on The Explainer.